The Baylor Bear Hotline is sponsored by Richard Carr Motors, people you can count on. One of the newest members of the Baylor football team, Byron Vaughns from Utah State, transfers to Baylor. Is that a Reggie Bush jersey you're wearing?
It definitely is a Reggie Bush jersey. You know, a lot of this staff came from LSU, and, you know, why not put on for the Saints and let them feel like they're at home, too, out here in Waco.
All right, so you're watching the spring game, or you've watched the spring game. What do you think? It's a glorified scrimmage, but your thoughts about not being out there but watching them play.
Well, the thing about me, it might sound crazy. I don't even like to watch football if I can't play it. At the time, I get real antsy when I'm up in the stands, and you know, playing football for over 18 years, it's just like I don't want to miss a second of it.
So you have played like pee-wee ball back in the day?
I mean, if you want to say pee-wee, throw up, tackle, we did it all. Yes, sir.
Your decision to come to Baylor, Dave Aranda defense, Matthew Palage defense, all the other coaches.
Yes, sir.
What was the conversation about this location? Because you could have gone a lot of places.
Well, to start off, Coach Aranda, the first thing he said was person over player, and you don't really hear a lot of coaches say person over player and say that you're a human being before you're a football player. So right when he said that, I'm like, this is home, because he wants me to be a better person before I can be a better football player. He thinks that it's a 2-for-1 special.
Did you watch much of them 2 years ago when they played defense? You didn't get a chance. Well, you're playing, so you got your own thing doing at Utah State. But they had a defense that was just unbelievably good. He needs more disruptive players. Explain, or maybe let people know how you play.
Well, I saw this interview once that best explained that if you put a giraffe in a Camaro or SUV, that's what type of player I am. I might look like I'm hectic at times and a little crazy, but you know, football is this is my mindset on football. I get to go out for a few hours and disrespect a grown man in front of his family.
And it's legal.
It's legal, yeah.
So you were in the portal for a long time.
Yes, sir.
4 months or so. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
You know, at times it had its up and downs. You know, getting all the love and support at first definitely is a high, but then, you know, once it gets kind of dry, it's you got to remember who you are. And being at home with family was one of the biggest things that I can say that helped me get through the transfer portal.
So did you ever get close to committing to somebody else and during that time, and what kind of kept that from happening?
Just not being 100% sure on if that's what I wanted to do or if that's a school I wanted to commit to. So I knew Baylor was a great option. So I had to wait it out, and I knew God had plans for me, and everything that happened throughout the process was just meant to be, and I accepted it for what it was.
Do you feel like your commitment coming right before the spring game is kind of like a little lift, just kind of a perfect timing?
For the coaches, yes, sir. I don't know how the players look at it, you know, committing before the game, but I told them, so I said, hey, if y'all need a tap on the head, I'll run out on the field. I mean, we switch uniforms, you know, so I don't look at it too much as a big thing. I'm just ready to get to fall camp, summertime and fall camp.
You're going to be here in June?
Yes,
right. Eastern Hills High School in Fort Worth. You were a Texas player for a while.
Yes, sir.
Then Utah State. And you mentioned being back home. How much of that came into your decision, too?
Well, you know, my 4 years in college, his first 2 years at Texas, I didn't get much playing time. And, you know, it feels good to have your parents in the stands, but when you're not playing, it kind of hurts. And being up in Utah, I mean, that was a 22-hour drive and probably a $1,500 ticket for each person. So being close to home is, I'm going to take advantage of every opportunity I can and try to get them down to the games in the best seats they can.
Utah State's a pretty good football team. I know not always, but you enjoyed that experience. What was the best part of playing for Utah State?
The best part of playing for Utah State was meeting 26-year-old freshmen.
Oh, yeah, because of the mission. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And just seeing those guys and they're older. I mean, sometimes you're around 28-year-olds, and their wisdom, just being a human being, like Coach Aranda said, is definitely something that I took into play.
Blake Anderson, the coach there, he's got some ties to Central Texas. He went to high school close by and was at Baylor, and then, of course, Arkansas State, and then where he is now. What have they told you? Outside edge jack? I mean, there's all sorts of names they call positions these days.
Yes, sir. So it's actually the jack position, and then that's when it's 3 down front. I'm playing like an outside backer. Mm-hmm. and then a defensive end in the 4-down front. So like a 5x6 odd technique.
So you have not been a part of any spring drills, is that correct?
That is correct.
What's that like, since you don't like watching football unless you're playing football?
Well, that's the thing. Even though I'm at home right now and I've just been working out, I'm actually working out with this guy named Coach Tuck, and my motivation is I'm working out with over 20 NFL players. I walk in, I see Ezekiel Elliott, Jamar Chase, Sauce Gardner, and that's really my motivation. Even though I'm not playing football right now, never forget your goal.
Do they say much to you, or is it just kind of like off to the side? What?
It's kind of off to the side, but the defensive linemen that I'm working out with is a few of the Cowboys, the guys from the Cleveland Browns. They're the ones that are telling me, like, look, even though you're home right now, you might not be playing football or doing what you love, just remember you got a few more months until you're back to doing what you love.
Your mom and I have traded some text messages. She said you're going to love his personality, and I can tell that already. She also said one of the things you learned in Utah, which makes sense, is snowboarding.
Yes, sir.
How hard or how long did that get to be before you were comfortable?
So the first time I went snowboarding, I fractured my tailbone.
Okay.
And I actually missed practice, and I didn't tell my coaches. I said, I'm the type of person that when I get defeated, I'm going to find a way to come out victorious. So even though I wasn't practicing in football practice, I went and got me a butt pad to go snowboard. So I have a video. It probably took about 2 to 3 weeks where I was just until I really got into it.
But none of that now. You can't do that anymore. You gotta kind of calm down between now and when you get on campus.
Yeah, so now I'm an outdoorsy person. So now if I can find some horses in Waco or some people that need horses, that need help on the farm, or I'm a hands-on, dirty guy.
Yo, there's plenty of ranches around this area. You're going to find horses, cattle, whatever you need. You and I spoke with you earlier. I was playing golf, and you do enjoy a little bit of the round ball.
It's crazy. I actually was looking at this video on Twitter. And the date from my swings are, let me see. It took me 2 weeks, and this is proof right here. It took me about 2 weeks to get a decent swing down. I can't say I'm a professional golfer, but where is it at?
Oh, you've got it on your Twitter feed?
It's on the Twitter feed. So this is when I first snowboarded.
Okay.
And this is when I fractured my tailbone.
You need to erase that one.
Now,
here it is, right here.
Yes, sir.
Here's a swing right here.
This is day one. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that was January, February, March 28th, and then let's go to...
Okay, pretty good stance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how you keep your head down.
This is my biggest thing right here, is keep my head down and keeping that forearm flat.
Yeah.
Put a load.
There you go. Slow. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Hold on.
That's okay.
Let me go find it. But no, golfing is something that you pick up on your free time. You know, it's real relaxing and
competitive. Are you like hooked to it?
I am. You know, once I learned I couldn't hit that ball as like I thought I could, as many times as I could, I'm just like, okay I got to get it down.
All right. Ooh, this is slow motion.
Slow motion.
Yeah.
Decent?
Yeah, you did
Decent?
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because of your height, it's, you got to find the right kind of clubs. And you got to keep that upper body a little more steady.
Yes, sir.
But other than you hit that pretty well.
Yes, sir.
So what does this mean to you? You got this out of your way. Is it a relief? What does all this mean for you and your family?
It's definitely a big relief for all of us because, being in the portal is something that is, like I said, it has its ups and downs, and getting towards the end of the portal, didn't know what I was really going to do, but God had me covered the whole time, and that's just something that I'm forever thankful for.
Did Baylor contact you right away when you entered the portal, or has it kind of been a late surge?
Yes, it was a late surge. Probably talked to me about 2 weeks ago, a week or two ago, and coming back to the Big 12, we got some arch nemesis. I'm not gonna say any names,
I wonder who that might be, at least for a year while they're here.
What's crazy, I actually play a friend we play Utah, I play Cameron Rising. Mm-hmm. I play Daniel Greshik over at Cincinnati. I play A.J. Von Bachon at BYU. So all of my friends have left Utah State, and I'm playing them this year. So I feel like, God put everything in the situation.
Cincinnati, Utah is a non-conference. It's going to be a tough game. Boy, they're good, too. They're really, really good. You have 1 year left?
Yes, sir.
1 year left.
Yes, sir, and you're going to get everything you can get out of them.
So what overall, tell me or let me know something about you. Snowboarding, golf, is there anything else that maybe someone doesn't know about you?
I have my own brand, and my brand is, I have DOG, which stands for Do All With God, and then I started another brand called Underdog. Because, I've always been an underdog. When I was at Utah State, we were always the underdogs. And, to go win a Mountain West championship after being 1-4, that's a big underdog story. Yeah. So I have my own brand, and my mom and dad help me run, and I'm an entrepreneur.
So your parents obviously very much involved, and they're thrilled right now. And it's interesting the way life works out.
It is, when this is how I learned through this process. When you think everything is going bad, just keep working because your day will eventually come.
What has been, if you don't mind me asking, maybe a low point in your life? Is there something that hit you that kind of shocked you that you had to get over?
Freshman year in college at Texas, I went to a smaller high school, and I would say everything was handed to me. I knew about having to work, but I didn't know the strength of how hard I had to work and the attention to detail that I had to put into the game. And it's more than just being a football player.
Sure.
Because I feel like I'm a great football player, but my freshman year I was also selfish, I was a party guy, and those are bad habits that I needed to break in order to be a pro like I want to be.
And so all that just helped you grow up, and you are who you are now.
Yes, sir.
So you go back home, you come here in June. When you committed, who did you commit to? Coach Aranda, Powledge, who was it?
Coach Aranda. We were actually in this meeting, and we were talking, so I was like, is this an official offer? He was like, yeah. I said, I'm committed.
Whoa.
It took me less than 5 seconds to commit.
What did he do?
He got up and started hugging me.
Because he's very low-key, too, although he's intense.
Yes, sir. Well, I can say this. When I met him, it's the first coach I've ever met in my football history that was so soft-spoken. And that's when you kind of know the love is genuine when they're not trying to fake out somebody that they're not. So I seen he was real genuine from the jump and caring, and I just felt like he was a family man, and I know I'm a family man, so it just went hand in hand and worked out.
You know how to say Baylor University, Sic'Em Bear, and all that?
Sic'Em Bears, yes, almost definitely. I know how to throw the Sic'Em up, the cloud. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Enjoy your day. Thanks for letting me have a chance to visit with you, and God, I look forward to seeing what you do.
Most definitely. Hopefully next time you let me go golfing with you before we do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yes, sir.
We can do that. Byron Vaughns, again from Utah State, now at Baylor, wearing the Reggie Bush Saints jersey with the LSU flavor staff here at Baylor on 365 Sports.
Yeah, he's got a big personality. They hope that he's going to bring some disruption to what they need on defense. We spoke a lot about the quarterback position.